Hey there, Spyral Gang! Long time no see. I've seen a lot of people like putting comments on my older videos asking, "Hey, where have you been? Did something happen?" The only thing that happened is that Master Duel hasn't introduced any interesting cards since Snake Eye, for me at least. If you track like the recent selection packs out, we're doing this all off the cuff. I wasn't really planning on making this video, but someone kind of asked for it, so here we are. But if you go to like the shop and all the recent packs, it's like oh goody, Ancient Gears and Lightswarm and Aroma and Gen X and Ragnarika. None of that's good with Spyral, obviously. This is just a bunch of Dragon Link nonsense. This was Tenpai. Tenpai actually would be a good deck to work with Spyral if Genroku didn't have the Fire Dragon lock. But then again, if Genroku didn't have the Fire Dragon lock, everyone would just run these cards. These cards would be insane. They're already pretty good, right? They're already really good going second deck, but that would be insanely broken. And obviously Ritual Beast. You could maybe do something with Ritual Beast Spyral, but they need so many extra deck slots and so many main deck slots that I don't think it's feasible. I don't think there's anything real there. And obviously Inferno it's just like it's another pile deck, right? They kind of do their own style of pile play. And then I think they just recently released like this Halloween pack. And there's like nothing in here, right? This is all poop. Oh, well, Summon Sorceress used to be the most broken card in Yu-Gi-Oh! History, besides maybe like pre-errata Firewall, but they gave it an errata now that it type locks or whatever, so this card would have been broken in Spyral, obviously, but isn't anymore because Spyral is a multi-type deck. And obviously there's this card right here, Closed Moon, or Moon of the Closed Heaven as it's in English. This card is obviously for like forwarding or foreshadowing the Fiendsmith cards, which I'm gonna try to make work in Spyral. That's kind of like down the line. I'm not sure it's gonna work out super well because the Fiendsmith cards require a lot of extra deck space. But when the Fiendsmith cards come out, I will be making a Fiendsmith Spiral deck somehow, in some way. And it might actually involve Double Agent, depending on how many Fiendsmith cards they release. And we'll get to that when we get to it. I also have other stuff in the pipeline that hasn't come out on Master Duel yet. It might be a few months out, so just stay tuned. I will have some new Spyral brews. It's just nothing brewy has come up on Master Duel. Besides that, let's get to the actual reason I'm making this video besides just like updating you guys that I didn't die or anything. And that is that the Snake Eye deck that I made ages ago has changed a lot. I think when I first made that video, Bonfire hadn't even come out yet. But you know what has happened? They've limited Poplar, they've limited Wanted, they've limited Snash. Who wants to play a second Oak? And the combo has technically changed a little bit if you want to play the minimum number of Bricky Snake Eyes names. If you want to, the old video that I showed you, that combo still works if you just like, I don't know, remove this big red and add a second Oak. Because what you would do is you would just use the field spell to scale Oak and everything would go the same way. That said, you can still do the combo with just these names if you want. And that's what I'm gonna show here. This is also going to be like an updated list because a lot of people ask me for a list for Snake Eye Spyral. I post them my old video and they go, oh, but that video doesn't have the right cards or the right ratios because the bans have changed things. And that's a fair criticism of the video. So here's an update that I can show people when they are interested. So we'll go ahead and save this. We are going to go and beat up on the solo mode. This is all off the cuff. I didn't like plan to do a whole, a little video edit and a very basic transition. You're just seeing the bare bones two-tone experience because this isn't really a new combo. It's the old combo, but it's updated to help people out. That's really what I want to do. I want to get people playing Spyral because I think this deck is a ton of fun. Admittedly, it's a ton of fun that I haven't been playing recently. Oh, perfect. I drew Snake Eye Ash. That's exactly what I wanted. So we will just normal summon Snake Eye Ash. This works if you Bonfire and add it, or you Diabellstar for original Sinful Spoils and add it. The combo is going to work the same regardless. So you're going to Snash, add Poplar, Poplar effect, summon itself. Try this on auto. And then we're going to add the field spell still. Now here's going to be the weird thing about this combo. You're going to activate the field spell, and unlike the previous combo, you are not going to scale anything. The only thing you've got left in your deck is an Oak and a Flamberge, and you do not want those cards in the scales like a regular Snake Eye deck. So we will say no. And you will immediately send the field spell. The only reason it's in here is because you need a card to send, and that's the only face-up card, right? So you'll summon Oak, Oak effect, summon Snash, and here's where the real sequencing difference happens. And I want to give shout out to Walnut, who kind of like clued me in on like this version working. It uses the principle that we used in the regular deck before, where you use Recital Starling as your way of putting Poplar in the graveyard. So you'll summon Recital Starling and then detach Poplar specifically to add Slower Swallow, and then Poplar will scale itself. And this is how you get the combination of Starling and Flamberge on the field, because now you've got an Oak, now you've got a free card to send. You didn't have to make a Link 1 and mess up your Celine setup, and you get Flamberge. Now, this is important. If you are just doing the Snake Eye combo and nothing else, and you don't have like Secret Village access or whatever, what you need to do is Flamberge scale a name to get a third spell in rotation. This is not going to be relevant for this combo because you search Spyral Resort, but you know I'll show you in a second because you need 3 spells, right? We only have Divine Temple and Snake Eye Poplar, and we're going to search Dragon Ravine in just a second. So we're going to do this. This is still the same. And I'm going to do the full combo just like for all the people who are going to watch this video first because this is the updated one. So we will Flamberge, and then Dragon Ravine. Still got 2 names in the graveyard. Now, as you can see, this will get us all of our spells. I will go ahead and discard this Master Plan, I guess. It's funny. And we will send Destrudo. Before we make Ancient Fairy Dragon, you need to summon Recital, or Slower Swallow, not Recital Starling. And because you have your 2 level 1s on field, but as soon as we use Destrudo, we are going to no longer have those level 1s. So, technically speaking, this will be our 3rd spell without having to scale the Poplar. But let's say you have access to Spyral cards, right? Let's say you have a Magician Souls in hand, and you search Secret Village instead of Spyral Resort here. You do not want to play your Secret Village as your 3rd spell. That's important. So, you know, let's say I search Secret Village here and I have Souls in hand, and Souls sends Master Plan, and then I want to make Celine and then summon Master Plan. That's not going to work because you won't have 3 spells. You'll just have the Dragon Ravine and the Village, and you don't want to play Secret Village because you need to play Resort later. This is obviously not relevant because now Spyral Resort is our 3rd spell, but in situations where you open Snake Eye Ash specifically, I guess, plus Souls, you do want to scale this card to be your 3rd spell. I hope I've made that clear and concise enough. You need 3 spells in rotation for Celine, and this is your 3rd spell in corner case scenarios. That's all. Anyhow, now we're going to add Master Plan. I know this is a little weird because I have Master Plan in Graveyard, but we're pretending I didn't, right? So now you're going to make Anima, and this is the same as the previous video for anyone who watched that before, so I guess you could kind of tune out if you wanted. But we're going to make Celine. But if this is your first time, well, welcome to the channel, everyone. This is me being a degenerate Spyral gamer. So yeah, I get 4 counters here, but you know, it would have only been 3 counters if I didn't have Spyral Resort. It would have only been 2 counters if I didn't have Poplar. And we'll summon the one from hand, obviously. And you need to get Assault Mission first, not Rescue Mission, when you're doing this particular combo. And now you go into our good friend Barricade Borg Blocker. And you'll put Master Plan first and chain block her with Barricade Borg. Though if someone held their Ash this long, more power to them, because holy heck, how'd you see this coming? And you'll add Quick Fix and a second Spyral Resort. And so people also sometimes ask, like, why do you run Secret Village if this combo just searches Spyral Resort? If you already have access to Master Plan, thanks to Magician Souls or something, then you would search Secret Village, and that kind of just ups the inboard potential of the deck. And this is actually super important in this format with Tenpai everywhere. You know, they're dropping Raigekis and Lightning Storms and Feather Dusters on you. This card's insane in this format. So anyhow, we're going to go ahead and use our Spyral Resort because you might as well get this out of the way. Grab our Sleeper, because that's how you get access to them. You're going to Ancient Fairy Dragon, summon Quick Fix. Modern Day Nightmare Goblin, which is funny because it predates Nightmare Goblin, but here we are. Then you will search Drone. And you will Assault Mission. And summon Drone. It's technically correct to go Ancient Fairy Dragon first and then Assault Mission, because like if your opponent nibbed you on this Quick Fix summon, then you would rather have the Assault Mission in Graveyard as like a potential resource than not. So yeah, use the Ancient Fairy Dragon effect first, even though the sequence doesn't matter in any other circumstance. And so we'll go ahead and activate Spyral Double Helix, calling that monster on top, and summon your second Quick Fix, which is important, because this one gets you Big Red. And Big Red, Big Red Master Plan. And what I'm going to do is, I have a rescue in hand. This is what you would search off Master Plan. So if you are playing the combo and you do not have rescue in hand, you activate Master Plan, search rescue. Obviously, I don't want to like mess up my sequencing here, because like having a rescue in hand does change how you execute it a little bit. Anyhow, we'll summon Tri-Gate Wizard, and then we'll discard this rescue that I finger quotes searched. And this is where you get your last resort. And now we do the fun part. Link Shokan for 6. We're like a Cyber deck, but way more interesting. Bam. Alright, then you rescue back your Master Plan. Search your second rescue. You kind of, I guess it doesn't matter here, but generally speaking, you want to summon your Master Plan in like this zone that Firewall points to, because like, let's say I have Secret Village. I want to leave Selene on field. You want this card to be able to go to the graveyard to trigger the Firewall's effect to revive the Tri-Gate Wizard. God, this deck always sounds complicated when I'm describing it, but like, you know, I'm sorry to folks who don't like complicated decks. I don't know why you're here. And we'll go ahead and get our second Big Red. You don't have to run the second Big Red. And we'll make Appaloosa. Now, in this situation, if you actually hard drew Secret Village the way I have here, you would want to leave Master Plan on field. You would turn Quick Fix into Appaloosa, summon back Tri-Gate Wizard, and just leave Master Plan on field instead of making Masquerena, because this is way better than Masquerena. But, you know, I'm pretending I just drew a Just Snake Eye Ash, right? Anyhow, summon Appaloosa. This will trigger your Firewall Dragon Singularity. And that'll summon our good friend Tri-Gate Wizard. And then you can rescue back Master Plan. A fun note here, while we typically, when we do the Selene line, where we have Selene in the extra monster zone, and we make Masquerena, you would put Masquerena here to V-Link them so they can't summon Link monsters. Whenever you were making Appaloosa in the extra monster zone, in this particular version of the combo where you don't have Secret Village, it's typically better to summon Masquerena in the main monster zone. The reason for that is Kaijus, basically just regular Kaijus, not Lava Goal or anything, because when you do it like this, your opponent can only Kaiju these cards, not Appaloosa, because there's no room in the main monster zone for their Kaiju, so your Appaloosa survives no matter what. And Appaloosa is probably like your best single interaction besides Sleeper. So, you know, if they have a Kaiju now, they'd be forced to Kaiju either... They'd probably Kaiju Firewall Dragon Singularity, and then you could Masquerena, link off their Kaiju for like a Little Knight, and that would turn your Tri-Gate Wizard back on. So it's actually important versus specifically Kaijus. And even if your opponent Lava Golems you, you know, they might Lava Golem your Sleeper and your Firewall, and then you can still do that Masquerena play because your Appaloosa is still on that top link zone. Anyhow, that's the combo. That's basically everything. And yeah, if you guys are just worried or curious about where I've been, here I am. Here's a fun little update for the video. And once we get some new juice in Master Duel, I'll go back to making a new video, and I might stream a little bit more. As you might have saw when I was going through the menus, I'm like in Platinum, right? I haven't been playing at all. Like, I do enough just to get my daily gems and stuff, and that's it. Because, you know, this is like the only good Spyral deck in this format, and I kind of got tired of it. And even like the old versions that I played, I don't want to just grind those out because I used to grind those for ages. I want something new. I want something exhilarating. And nothing that's come out lately has been exhilarating to me. Ritual Beast seems kind of interesting, but it always does the same thing, so I don't know. It doesn't have the brew juice that Spyral does. Anyhow, everyone, newcomers and old fogies alike, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time some interesting stuff comes out. Have a good one. Bye.